Do you want the best in life? Do you want the best things? Maybe you want to achieve, or you want to create an extraordinary relationship, or you want to have an amazing career, or you want to get paid to do what you love, or you want to have an amazing house. Whatever it is, whatever the best is for you. If you want that in your life, watch this video, because I'm going to share something with you that you might not have heard before or might be completely new to you, that's going to give you the secret and the technique and the direction to know how to get the best in life. Hey, Dr. Aziz here, best-selling author and the founder of the Center for Social Confidence. And this is the show for you if you want to 10x your confidence in every area of life that matters. And if you want to stay tuned to all these new videos, click subscribe now below to be able to join into this and watch all these. I'm coming out with a bunch these days because I've just got so many fascinating insights and breakthroughs in myself this year that I want to share with you. And just in case this is the first time you've seen this, you're not sure how this works, where do I come up with all this information material? Well, as you can see, I've read many in-depth books and have a doctorate in clinical psychology, but also I am talking to people most of the day, every day, one-on-one clients, group clients, people I don't even know, just having conversations in depth about confidence and how to break through obstacles, inner stories, fears, doubts to become their most confident selves. And every time I have a fascinating insight or breakthrough in myself or with a client, I write it down and then I record it in these videos or in my podcast, Shrink for the Shy Guy. If you haven't checked that out, check it out. Even if you're a gal, check it out. It's got a ton of amazing stuff in there. In any case, in this episode, we're going to cover something that I think is often overlooked about getting the best in life. Because there's a lot of stuff out there that says, well, you deserve, you got to realize that you deserve to have what you want in life. And I have a slightly different take on it. It's a little different than the, the secret kind of law of attraction abundance stuff. Theirs is sort of like, open up to receiving. And mine is a little more old school. And it goes something like this. You ready? If you want the best in life, be the best. If you want to receive the best, yes, that's great. Be open to receiving, but you also got to fucking be the best. That means you got to step up and build yourself day after day after day. So here's what I mean. What do you want the best in? Maybe you want the best in relationships. Maybe you want whatever the best is for you, the most loved, the most beautiful, the most coveted, the most attractive, whatever is most appealing to you. Or you maybe want the best job, the best career, that's the most money or the most freedom or doing what you love the most or the thing that gets you the most famous or has the most impact or the most meaning for you. Whatever the drivers are for you, that's the best for you. You want the best in that area of your life. Guess what you got to do? You got to get to work. You got to become the best. That means you got to become, as Cal Newport says, which was the name of his book, which actually came from Steve Martin, be so good they can't ignore you. You have to be developing yourself. You have to be working on yourself. And this is something that Jim Rohn said a long time ago, which is work harder on yourself than on anything else that you do in the day. Work harder on yourself than anything else. And that's what I've been doing for 15 years now. And TSW, that shit works. It pays off. So how does that work in dating life? Well, to be the best, that means you got to learn about yourself. You got to start increasing your self-awareness. You got to look at your fears and your doubts and the old stories that tell you that you're not attractive and not valuable and not worthwhile. Because are you going to attract the best if you don't think much of yourself? So that means you got to do your work on your self-esteem. And there's a couple different ways. You could go to my program, The Confidence Code, which is a lot about self-esteem. Or if it's specifically for dating for you, 30 Days to Dating Mastery. The whole first week is all about inner game and self-worth and self-esteem. Because you can't approach and attract the most amazing people if you think that you suck. That's just a simple kind of common sense fact. So working on your inner self-esteem, but that's not it. Right? Because you could think you're the greatest person in the world, but if you're held back by a ton of fear when it comes to going out there and taking risks and being bold and approaching who you want and saying what you want, and that's just not initiating the conversation, that's within the conversation. Can you say what you want? Can you be edgy? Can you make jokes? Can you be authentic? That's a risk too, right? So if you can do that, and that's a skill, those are all skills that you develop through practice, through taking risks, through learning, through studying, through doing it in your life every day, then you can start to attract the best. And maybe there's other things you need to learn. Maybe it's learning how to be funnier, or maybe it's learning how to flirt better. And I have some resources that I've created, that's stuff that I've learned, and if you like these videos, you'll probably like those. But there's a million of things out there in this area. So I'm not saying that I'm the only person. I hope I'm not the only person you're learning from right now. I hope you're reading other people's books and studying other people's programs, because that's what I've done, is we want to just get better every day. And it's the same thing in your career, whether it's public speaking or being more bold or learning how to manage people or learning how to communicate better. You got to keep developing yourself every day. That's why I am constantly listening to or reading or learning from some self-help book or personal development, maybe has a better spin on it now these days, a training program, a mastermind program, coaching, non-stop. That's what I've been doing for 15 years now. So, and this is something that I got some great feedback from Candace on recently, my wife. And she said, Aziz, I don't know anyone like you who so proactively and consistently is working on themselves in all these different areas. And this doesn't have to be like crazy neurotic, coming from a place of like, I'm not enough, I suck. Right? It might start there. That's how mine did. But then eventually you just get to the point where you're like, wow, anything that I want to master, I can just study it, learn it, get the best at it, and keep going. And by the best, I don't mean literally number one. I mean, who is number one? I mean, most stuff can't even be measured. But even the stuff that can be measured, number one is usually a fleeting title anyway. I mean your best. I mean keep growing, keep being the best you. Not better than other people, it doesn't matter. The best you. And the key to that is to keep growing, keep growing. And it's true what Candace said. Like right now, we have 2 little boys, and I want to learn how to be the best dad. And so I'm reading books and talking with her about how do we handle this situation? How do we deal with that without like shaming and crushing his spirit, but at the same time doing something about that behavior, because that's pretty unpleasant and intense, right? So being the best dad that I can be. Learning about health, growing in my sense and experience of trust and spirituality in life. Like, I just want to keep growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. And if you're watching this channel, my sense is you are the same way. We're kindred spirits in that way. So my question for you is, what do you want the best in, and what are you willing to do? Because opening up to receiving and clearing your money blocks and all of that stuff, I mean, I'm into the woo-woo stuff. I do it all. But I also know that we got to roll up our sleeves and get to work on ourselves and then in the outer world. So share a comment below. What are you willing to work on? What do you want the best in? What have you noticed from this? Is this ringing true for you? And I'd love to read those. And until we speak again, may you have the courage to be who you are and to know on a deep level that you're awesome. I'll talk to you soon.